This is UPfront with me, Blessed Sogah. There's no doubt that tension is simmering down now between DSTV's Multichoice, the multinational company, at the forefront of this fight against what they term as undue pressure from the government of Ghana with regard to the pricing of pay channel DSTV here in Ghana. In the last few days, the government of Ghana, through the Communications Minister, Sam George, has been mounting pressure on this multinational company to revise its prices. Unfortunately, there's not been a reduction in the prices, rather an increase in the value of amounts Ghanaians will be paying to the tune of some 30 to 50%, as Minister for Communications Sam George has indicated. However, in the last few hours, lots of Ghanaians have poured out onto social media condemning the minister, who's now taking a tougher stance that he has indeed delivered on what he promised. Many Ghanaians say it was a promise to reduce prices and not to increase the value of services. So what then is the way forward in dealing effectively with this DSTV controversial pricing regime? That's why we want to first of all give you the latest that we're receiving from DSTV in terms of what their clarity is on this new package that has been announced, as you can see on the screens right there. Let's get into details of that as we have it for you, pointing out that following the recent joint press conference with the Ministry of Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, the National Communications Authority, Multichoice Africa and Multichoice Ghana would want to clarify some frequently asked questions published on the website, which created what the company is now terming as an erroneous impression of a contradiction regarding DSTV's value that it is offering, which is effective today, October 1, 2025, and the clarity is as follows. The first point is that Multichoice is pointing out that they fully support the joint media statement that was issued by the Honourable Minister, Samuel Nate George, and the implementation of same has already commenced, according to Multichoice. The second point is that, as contained in the third joint media statement regarding the value offered, the committee will reconvene in 3 months to evaluate the impact of the initiative. This is where, of course, many are raising questions because, according to the statement by Multichoice, this will be a periodic exercise, a reason for which many are sticking to their earlier statement, pointing out that the new packages announced will simply be a promotional basis point and all of the terms will expire at the end of December this year. A reason for which many are asking that there be clarity from Multichoice and the government of Ghana on the duration of these new packages. But the last point that Multichoice is pointing out in this final statement they've released in this whole, in the wake of this whole controversy, is pointing out to the fact that there is no restriction now on subscribers' choice of the bouquets that will be on offer on DSTV. The offer available is actually available to both existing, returning and new customers from the 1st of October 2025. And now the apologies are being rendered for any inconvenience or miscommunication that may arise out of the frequently asked questions which Multichoice has attempted to answer. But many questions are now emerging as to how the Ghanaian consumer is being protected. And if so, what more steps ought to be taken? Also looking at the posture of the Communications Minister, who is now bent on doing a constant review of the pricing regime for a private entity at the end of every 3 months. Big questions arising as a result of that. But you may want to listen to excerpts of the Minister speak on the Joy News platform and explaining a number of reasons why he believes that he's got a fair deal for the people of Ghana. Here's Sam George for you.
President Mahama has been president for 9 months now. Do I wish I have seen more? Absolutely. It's not an issue of just market sizes. Because if it was an issue of market sizes, the analysis you did, you should check how much Liberia is paying. Liberia has a population of 5 million people. That's the population of Accra. Before we got this intervention, Liberia was paying less than us. Angola has a similar population to Ghana, it's about 33 million people. Angola was paying in the region of about $30. So for those who make that uninformed argument that Nigeria's price is low simply because of the numbers of the population there, then they haven't followed through. They're speaking from sentiment and what they have heard people say on social media. They're not speaking from fact. Because speaking from fact will tell you that population does not necessarily play a role in the pricing model that has been done. Because if population played a role, Liberia should not be charging less than Ghana.
Yeah, so that is what I wanted to understand. In Ghana, what is the pricing model? What are they using?
Well, and that's what I've repeated, that it would be unfair for me to go into the fine details. But if you look at what you have over there, I don't see Liberia there. But if you had put Liberia in there, Liberia was charges about $53 thereabout, you know, at the moment. But if you look at Angola, Angola is about the same population as Ghana, it's $24, you know. And then if you were even going to look at cost of living, Luanda and Accra, Luanda is the most expensive city in Accra, in Africa. When you look at the top 10 most expensive cities on the continent. So again, cost of living in Luanda is not that cheap, okay? Yet they pay $24. So when people don't understand the subject, they either get educated on it or they keep quiet. The truth is, you can't fight excellence. You may hate it, but you can't fight it.
So you believe you're being excellent?
Evans, you may not like Sam George. You may not like my manner. You may not like my approach.
You talk about humility.
But you cannot
Let others say that about you.
You cannot question the excellence in the work that we do. You cannot question the fact that for 8 years, someone sat there and actually asked MTN to reduce the data that they were giving to Ghanaians. The ministry, under the NPP, asked MTN to increase the cost of data, reduce the value they were giving, and increase the price. Another minister in 8 months, in fact, less than 8 months, got MTN to increase the data by 260%. You can't argue with that. That a minister sat there and never even once met with content creators and said that the ministry had no business with them. And this ministry has come, we've met with them, we're working on capacity building, we're working on monetization for them. You can't question that no matter how much you like. Look, they say monkey no fine, but in mama like them. And so
So they're not getting an apology?
I'd apologize for their incompetence. Because don't forget, that same minority granted a press statement saying that they were going to invite and mediate the impasse. They couldn't even call a meeting of the Parliamentary Select Committee. That's how incompetent the minority on the Parliamentary Select Committee is. They could not even call a single meeting after holding a press conference. I mean, their competence is in calling press conferences, but they are incompetent in delivering anything. They were incompetent in government, in opposition, they are also incompetent.
Georgia there. But here's a picture for you, so you have a comprehensive view on what the changes have been over the period in terms of pricing for DSTV. This ideally shouldn't have been a big deal because this is a pay platform, right? You pay for the services. But given the fact that this is coming into officialdom and the Minister for Communications now raising concerns about it, it's become a big conversation. Look at the price changes over the period. In 2021, anyone going in for premium services would have been raising a total amount of somewhere around 369 Ghana cedis. But there were significant changes up until 2025, where the figures shot up way into 865 cedis. Same for compact, significant jump from 228 to 570. And then we have the compact, that was then compact blacks. And then you have compact itself for 152, now raising all the way through to 380 as of 2025, which you see in the red bar there. Then the others equally also going up significantly. Now, the reason at the time for all of these changes were grounded in a number of issues, including inflation and the exchange rate as well, which were all key issues that Multichoice was actually basing on to raise their concerns. But today, what we are finding out actually is that there is indeed a significant hike, a reason for which the minister has been asking for changes. So here's what I want us to do. The minorities, the latest group in Parliament to join the whole conversation, they believe that the minister's approach is not being helpful. Matthew Nyindam is the ranking on the minority side, joining us via Zoom now to have a conversation on this. Subsequently, we'll have others join us. Thank you for spending time with us here on UPfront. I want to start off with you. It's almost dying off, isn't it? This issue has been resolved. And who do you believe is the winner at the end? The Ghanaian people or Sam George?
Hello?
I'm with you.
Your question is directed to me.
Yes, Honorable Nyindam. I was just asking the question that at the end of the day, who do you see as the winner? The Ghanaian people or the Minister for Communication?
Well, it depends on where you are looking at it from. Let me say good evening to your viewers. I think that we are all in this game to satisfy Ghanaians. That is all we all fighting to do. So if at the end of the day something good comes, we all wish well and we think that Ghanaians should benefit. Sam George is a Ghanaian. I am a Ghanaian. So if there's something good for Ghana, all of us benefits. But I actually followed you small where you said that in actual sense, this shouldn't be a conversation. Okay? But what brought about all this? This actually started from Sam George, where he was talking about price cuts. All this packaging you are talking about, some knew it. Some made them aware that we were grateful for this particular enhanced package. Some said it in his press conference and said that we thank the South Africans for that enhanced package. But unfortunately, that is not what we want. We wanted a price cut. That is what he said. So if at the end of the day, you are not able to get us the price cut, the best you can do as a young man is to let Ghanaians know that, look, yes, I went in for a price cut. This is what I've said. But looking at the circumstances, I'm not able to get it. This is what I got. And everybody will be with you. But for you to now come and pride yourself that you've done something better than you promised us, we disagree.
Yeah, but this is better than none, isn't it? You go into negotiations.
No, we disagree because he hasn't told us why the 30% cut has not been able to actualize. He hasn't told us. He has not been able to tell us, look, I wanted a 30% cut, and that is why I am fighting and I created all the ugly noises in this country. He hasn't told us. Secondly, he has not also told us that, look, I have imposed a fine of 10,000 Ghana cedis through NCA on DSTV. And from that period to this period, this is how much we've been able to make. He hasn't told us. And then we come to criticize you, and you think that the best you can do is to insult us as a minority, tell us we are incompetent and try to lie. Because some of the things he said on that platform was actually a lie. He told a lie. So it is not about who wins and who loses. It is about being honest and sincere to the people of this country. That's all we are talking about.
He's fought a good fight, isn't it? Many would say he never used to be on the radar. No one was concerned about it. At least you in the NPP just moved out of government. You never spoke about it.
It's not even about NPP or NDC. Even if you listen to DSTV, they told you they themselves were running a promo. They told you that. Did they not tell us? They were running a promo. They were upgrading. So it's not about who wins and who did not win. In any case, did Ghanaians tell you that they were interested in the enhanced package? Is that what Ghanaians told us? Is that what they were complaining about? They were not complaining about enhanced package. They were complaining that they were paying too much. And Sam himself agreed that we were paying more than others. He talked about Nigeria and other countries, that we were paying higher. And he doesn't think that it is acceptable. He never said the others were enjoying enhanced package and we were not enjoying enhanced package. That's not what he said.
This is a controversial point you're raising. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's a controversial one. I'll tell you why. Look at the factors for which Multichoice had to increase their prices at the start of 2025. And you'd see that key amongst the issues were inflation, the exchange rate. All of these matters have got something to do with policy at the time. The fiscals were so bad under the NPP, a reason for which they had to increase their prices, isn't it?
I agree with you. And exactly
So you
what
take
Sam George
responsibility
also told
then.
us.
So Sam George is
No,
fixing a
why
problem
not?
you
Look,
created.
let me tell you, when you come to take over governance, you have assets, you have liabilities. So if you look at even by end of 2024, there were positive indicators. The economy started picking up. Some of this inflation you are talking about, some of this exchange rate you are talking about, they started picking up. And some argued that today the cedi is gaining strength. The dollar is coming down. It was one of the reasons he advocated for price cuts. So what has changed? These were some of the reasons he cited, and that is why he thinks that he will not accept anything but price cuts. And that's why we are saying that, look, young man, this is what you've promised us. You went to the table. Unfortunately, as a young man, you should be humble enough. You should accept criticism. You should carry people with you. And look, Ghanaians, unfortunately, this is the package I got. And people will not argue. People will say, well, this is what you got. This is how far you brought us. Upon all the fights, at the end of the day, you made us aware that you are not accepting this package. Why did you accept the package? Why are you not giving us reasons why you accepted the package? So you think we should not question you? But the fact that you are a minister, you think that you have the opportunity to sit on national television and run your colleagues down and insult them? That's wrong.
Do you feel the minister should be apologizing for his statements now?
No, we don't want apology from him. If you look at our statement, because some don't have those qualities. It takes somebody who is very humble, who is very, very, very open-minded, somebody who thinks that, look, he doesn't know all. He is ready to listen to people. These are the people who are ready to apologize for doing the wrong thing. But Sam has insulted almost everybody in this country. He doesn't see anything to apologize. We called on him to apologize to Ghanaians, and he came back and insulted us. We are not asking for any apology from him because that is too expensive for him to offer. He doesn't have it.
The effective ways of dealing with this, and I was just having, a pedestrian conversation with some other colleagues, and we're coming to that conclusion that to deal with all of this, just introduce competition. Why is it so hard for the country to do that? And have you ever advised the communications minister in that regard?
Personally, no, I haven't done that. He today sits at the ministry as the communication minister. He should be looking at various ways of introducing competition into the sector. Because when there is a monopoly, obviously you should know that prices will be higher because nobody's competing. Nobody's competing. So as a policy maker, he introduced policies to Parliament. This should actually be going to him. This should be going to him. And I think that as a nation, we should also be looking at something like that, but the buck stops at him. But when the opportunity comes to you as a young man to serve, you serve the people because the office you are holding it in trust. It could happen that the next morning you get up and you are not a minister. Somebody else will be there. So accept people's ideas and see how you can build on it. You don't come and insult people. Interesting.
Kofi Kapito is the executive director for the Consumer Protection Agency. He's joining us from the US, I believe, or via Zoom. Thank you for your time here on the show. You were just listening to leadership of the minority side. And Honorable Nyindam, I'll come back to you shortly on some more issues developing. But I want to first of all get your thoughts on what the consumer is thinking now about an increased value for money. Kofi, can you hear me? And kindly unmute so we can hear the points you're sharing with us, Kofi.
I said good afternoon to you, good afternoon to Ghanaians, and good afternoon to all consumers and subscribers of DSTV. The last comment as to competition, with all due respect, nobody is depriving anybody from entering the DSTV environment. Nobody. Ghana is open for business. And I don't want this thing to become the NDC MPP issue, because Ghana, everything becomes an NDC MPP issue. Okay, the question is, we are Ghanaians. We vote for a leader. We vote for a leader who selects people to represent him. So when you are representing the president, like he said, in trust of the people, the least you can do is to show some respect to the people. I watched the interview with Evans and then the one with Bernard Avle of CTFM. That is not how a minister behaves. And he says what? Evans should, GS should look at the curriculum because Evans asked him a question. Do you know the word he used? Unprecedented. Google the meaning of unprecedented. I'm asking you. Google the meaning of unprecedented.
It basically means it's never happened before.
Thank you. So what is so special about this? Okay, and you talk about because of the dollar to the CD. Do you know how many times DSTV increases their prices before this time? They do all the time. Businesses do. The question is, look, the CPA, on behalf of consumers, have actually fought DSTV on this issue. And DSTV told us that it's a luxury choice. They are not putting a gun on anybody's head. So when they told me
that's what you were told?
Yes, and DSTV have said it before. It is a luxury choice. They are not forcing anybody. Even the minister is aware of it. Let me tell you what. So the only way, and if Ghanaians understand, when you are doing business with anybody, and as a consumer, and the person doesn't respect you, it means they don't respect your money. And your most powerful weapon dealing with any business is your purchasing power. In other jurisdictions, they boycott such institutions. Okay, and Ghanaians, especially Ghanaian men who love their football, who cannot stop watching EPL. That is where the problem is, because I had exchanges with friends of mine, other people, and the question is, even during the off-season of EPL, check, do you know how many decoders are disconnected? Because EPL is not on. It's supply and demand. So if you're not buying, automatically the business will listen to you, as they've done in other jurisdictions in Africa, because they listen to the consumers, the people who pay them, not some minister, okay, who cannot even take criticism. And he has criticized everybody before and after. And when I watched the Evans interview and the Bernard Avle's interview, I was angry as a Ghanaian. I said, I woke up in the morning, stood in line, voted for a president to come and serve Ghanaians, and he brings me this guy, and he doesn't even respect the fact that I stood in line. So don't sit there and sugarcoat it. What has he done? Like you said, unprecedented. It hasn't happened before. So why are you making it look like Sam John has done anything special? And please, let's stop this NDC, MPP issue here. This is about the people of Ghana, the good people of Ghana. When Sam George started, everybody said, it's good. And I told Ghanaians that he cannot do price control. I even did a press on it. Because in Ghana, we are not practicing price control. And he kept saying, oh, I've given them the ultimatum. The deadline is this. And if they don't do that, if they don't do this, and at the end, what did he do? So let's not go there at all. I am furious as a Ghanaian. I'm furious as a consumer that a minister, okay, who knew from day one, and that's what annoys me. He knew from day one that he could not even get this reduction in prices.
Yeah, but he kept on the fight.
What fight? What fight? Excuse me, what fight? What fight did he keep on? Can you hear me?
At least we're having an increased value for the payment.
Increased what? Boss. It's just like this morning.
Yeah.
You go to the woman who sells you gobe. And you've been telling the gobe woman for the longest time that, Madam, your gobe is expensive, reduce it. Then tomorrow you go and say, oh, don't worry, I'll give you plantain in addition. Maybe you don't even eat plantain. Maybe you don't even like plantain. So the woman giving you plantain, what's it for? Like he's telling us that Ghanaians who are with a premium and above, okay, would be put into a rifle. Have they asked him that they want to play rifle? I mean, if
now we have Multichoice saying they will cooperate with the minister.
Let me tell you what, rifles are done everywhere. Rifle, any business that is losing customers, that wants more customers, does that anyway. They do that just to gain more people. They will tell, this is like, buy one, get one free. What is so special about buy one, get one free? Unless you don't understand the environment of commerce. Probably they might even have too many stock. That's why he wants to move them. Not because he wants to reduce the price. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And to me, with all due respect, like I'm saying, I don't like the line that the NPP MP is taking or the minority is taking. This is not NDC NPP issue. This is Ghana issue. Let's look at it that, yes, people who are doing businesses in Ghana don't take advantage of Ghanaians. There are businesses in Ghana as we speak, which the minister, the MP probably is even aware of. If you go to purchase something, they will stamp you on your receipt. Goods sold are not returnable. In Ghana, goods sold are not returnable. The MP who is on the show, I'm asking him, he's been an MP for some time. The consumer bill hasn't been passed for all this time. What is he doing about it? This is what I want. This is what I want my MP to do.
Yeah.
To pass the consumer bill that will protect consumers so that people will not take advantage, including competition law.
Yeah, great point you're raising there, Kofi. Let me put that to him at once and then find out a bit more. Honorable Nyindam, the issue about consumer protection, how serious is it in Parliament now?
Well, let me thank and say good evening to my uncle. You see, for bills, we will pass them. There are a lot of bills we've passed today, and the laws are sitting down, and we are not even enforcing them. I want to assure him that everybody is a consumer. Everybody is a consumer. So to protect consumers is not a luxury. It is something that has to be done. So when he gets down here, he should get us together and let's see what we can do. Because after Parliament, we just started the 9th Parliament. It's possible it was laid in the 8th Parliament, and immediately that Parliament expires, you should know that that bill has expired. We need to relay it. So he needs to also come down. Let us do the advocacy, and let's see the ministry that is responsible to sponsor it, and we'll all do it together. Because we are all consumers, not him alone. And I agree with him perfectly that competition is what will reduce the cost. We are not doing NDC MPP politics. We are Ghanaians. We are concerned the same way he's concerned. I am seriously concerned. He is concerned. By the end of the day, don't let's behave as if that somebody has done something extraordinary.
Have you received briefing of any kind from Sam Nati George ever since this whole DSTV issue unfolded?
From the parliamentary level,
yes.
No. From the parliamentary level, no. In fact, when this issue started, our side of the house, the minority side, we realized that there was this impasse between Sam George and DSTV, from ministry to DSTV. So I wrote as a ranking member on behalf of my colleagues to the chairman of the committee. Obviously, he can summon meeting. I can summon meeting. He accepted it and gladly summoned a meeting so that we will sit down, parliamentary committee, the ministry, and then DSTV, to see how we can all resolve this kind of a problem. But to be very sincere to my chairman, he actually did summon that meeting. But unfortunately, the meeting was on Thursday. Then this unfortunate incident happened where we lost our colleagues to the helicopter crash on Wednesday. So that actually, unfortunately, brought that particular agenda to a halt. So when we start reviving it, we were told that, look, the minister has constituted a committee, and he himself is chairing that committee to do the negotiation between him, his office, and then the DST office. So we all waited because who doesn't want price reduction? We all wanted price reduction. We waited until he came out with his press conference yesterday, or is it the day before yesterday? And we also decided to let him know some of the areas that he failed. And he took interest in insulting us.
I see you're peeved with the insults because this,
but you can't. You see, you don't sit on television. We know who Sam George is. We know the kind of criticism he has done in this country. He has criticized every single soul in this country. And people are pointing your failure to you, and you think that the best you can do is to insult them. That is bad. That is bad.
I mean, this is a colleague. This is a colleague in Parliament. You can talk over your issues, isn't it?
Look, but it's not an insult. You don't insult your colleagues by saying that you are talking about their issues. If today you have given me the opportunity to be heard on your program, if I decide to be running insult on Sub George and you allow me, I don't think that you've been fair. I will criticize him. He's a human being. He will criticize me. But we should be very careful our choice of words that we use. Because he represents the president. He represents the president. And if you follow this saga of DSTV debacle between ministry and DSTV, the whole country was like some is bringing something new, something that has never happened. But he has failed. And you should be bold to tell him that he has failed. You should be bold. Let's all tell him that what he has done is not new. That's all I'm saying.
Kofi, I wanted to come through. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, you know what is interesting? You know this is the second time that this gentleman has led it to the same solution.
Oh, really?
You remember the data? Yeah, you remember the data issue?
I think for the data, we had much more data, isn't it?
It's the same thing, young man. It's the same thing. We wanted value for money. Value for money means that what I'm paying is not what you are giving me. And even with the data, if you can attest and be fair to Ghanaians, now that they've given you more, the data even doesn't even work as it's supposed to. It keeps rolling around. There are pressing issues at NCA, the telcos, and the ministry, not DSTV. Like I said, DSTV says that a multi-choice or their subscription is luxury. How many Ghanaians even, if you like, do a survey for me. Ask NCA, what is the number of DSTV subscribers in Ghana? We have over 5 to 10 million people who have issues with their telephone, communications, and data. NCA, and I do this because I know, NCA has what they used to determine what the telcos were doing well, which is called the QoS, quality of standard, quality of service. Since the minister came, has he even found out that the NCA has even done that? That is a parameter that will tell you which telco is doing well and which telco is failing. He's been showboating, and that's the word I'm going. He's been showboating for the longest time, and he's been exposed. And we see what makes me angry is he's a typical person who can dish out the heat, but he cannot take the heat. If he can't take the heat, he should get the hell out of the kitchen. It's as simple as that. He insults everybody, he attacks everybody, and he cannot even take criticism as a young man. And then you insult not just your colleagues in parliament. He says that Ghanaians do not even appreciate it. I've forgotten what he used. That we don't even, anybody who doesn't understand what he did something. It's annoying. What have you done? Like I said, the so-called data, the same thing is going to get us a reduction. Later he said, oh, I've managed to get you more data, which is fine. But is the data working? You are a young man. You use more data than me. I don't use data. Check if your data is working as it's supposed to be working. Okay, like I said, you make a call, they will tell you the call the number that is dialed is actually, you put it on your phone with your name on it. You've been dialing it for the longest time. They will tell you that the number does not exist. Not that it's busy. It doesn't exist. There's something called call congestion. Do you know what call congestion is? Call congestion is when you dial any mobile phone, there is specific amount of rings that the person on the other line, receiver, should ring, because they are looking around for a cell site. They keep bouncing you around. That is when the phone call becomes congested. All these things are there. You see, if you people don't know some of these things, please do not sit on this thing and make it look like the minister has done us a favor. After all, he's our minister. He's supposed to work on our behalf. Okay, the question is only.
Okay,
I don't get it.
And to be fair, let me bring up some of the arguments of Sam George. The regional conversation, what happens elsewhere? Nigeria, brother or sister nation. He talks about Liberia, for instance. All of these places have the DSTV service, but they seem to be paying way less than we do.
Does he know why? Let me tell you what. He's talking about DSTV should show their price
build up, yes.
Build up, right?
Yes.
That is a total nonsense that he asked them. Excuse me. You know why? Because Ghana, when you buy your DSTV on your receipt, it tells you the cost builder on your receipt, including the taxes and everything on it. The question I'm asking, DSTV also complains about cost of doing business is very, very high. Electricity, other things that they don't even go through in other jurisdictions like cable thefts and everything. People even steal their generators and stuff. Okay, because they need to maintain all those things. All right? And then they talk about the taxes. Every business in Ghana, and I'm glad that the honorable member is there. What are you doing about the taxes in Ghana? The taxes in Ghana, businesses that were in Ghana, most of them or some of them have run to Abidjan. Why? Because of cost of doing business. And you're not looking at it. As members of parliament, you are fighting over DSTV.
In this whole DSTV arrangement now, we will see Canal Plus taking over. That's another leg of the conversation that may come up. Are you mindful of that? And as CPA, what would you want to see? Because these people will come with their own terms as well.
Obviously, they are business. But what we need to do as Ghanaians, we should have the regulation and the framework for anybody who wants to come and do business in Ghana, including Ghanaians in Ghana, so that it will be transparent. It will not be something that somebody will complain later. If it's transparent and we know that this is the terms of condition of doing business in Ghana, and you come, stop complaining. Because you knew before you came. That is the law.
I get that.
So if the law says that, why not? And for crying out loud, like I'm saying, the MPs, he's talking about, I should come down and let us fight for the passage of the consumer bill. They sat there and passed a non-smoking bill. You pass a law like no smoking bill, knowing very, very well it is the easiest thing that you can do. The competition law is still there. Okay? The AGI bill is still there. The Advertisers Association bill is still there. It's been there for almost 16 years. He says I should come and meet them. You know what is interesting? When you go to meet these committee members, as a practice, they will tell you to go and host them somewhere. I don't have that kind of money to go and host. I'm a Ghanaian.
Yeah,
I'm
but
doing
he's not,
something for all
at
Ghanaians.
least to give him the benefit of the doubt, he's not asking
No,
you to host them.
I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying that is what, do you know why? Let me not say certain things this evening because I have engaged them before. Okay, and what happens, it is not fair. Okay, even including government agencies. And then later you call them back on the Public Account Committee to ask them, where is this money?
Interesting.
Please, let's stop that. What I'm saying is, everything that is good for Ghana, I wish, you look, His Excellency, President John Mahama, he says he's doing the resetting. And I support him 110%. Okay, he says he's doing 24-hour economy. I support him 100%. The question is, if the consumer is not protected, the 24-hour economy will fail. Because in commerce, when there's no balance between the buyer and the seller, there's an issue. You know, there's a joke in that a friend of mine told me that a guy says that for him to go to the market and nobody will buy his products, then it should rain so that nobody will sell.
I get
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Yes. So the question is, let empower both the consumer and the retailers.
Okay, Kofi, just hold on for us. And Honorable Nyindam, stay with us because lots of questions from Kofi to you. One man joining the conversation as well. In fact, this week, he was in the trends for raising similar concerns about what value we're getting with this new package agreed and secured by the Communications Minister, Sam George. Bernard Mona is joining us now. Thank you for your time. We've heard from Kofi, we heard from the minority side of the House. They feel it's business as usual. So where do we go from here? How do we get more value then?
Well, good evening, and sorry for joining in late. I was in another function elsewhere. As you can see, I'm in the car to permit the poor lighting system. That said, let me congratulate Kofi and Indam for raising some of the issues that I have raised. First and foremost, I think that we have been short-changed, particularly by the Minister for Communication. I think that we got far, far less than what he promised. His outburst was one of the things that I supported, that we cannot be subjected to such huge price extortion from DSTV. And the minister assured us that he was going to get a 30% reduction, or if that or nothing for DSTV. The threat starts well with that. And some of us even decided that in solidarity pronouncement. And so we did. We in Ghana are in support of our leadership and the minister. What the minister has gone to do is a complete charade. It's a complete disappointment for some of us. You went to secure 30% reduction in prices. You did not succeed. Apologize to the people of Ghana for failing. That what you promised them, you could not get. No person has been interested in increased packages. If I am on the party package, I am content with what I am getting. The only thing I'm not content with is the price of 59 Ghana cedis that I was paying, or the 99 Ghana cedis that I was paying for access, or the 120 that I was paying for family, and so on and so forth. So what many people are interested in that, let us see the price reduction. You did not. And now you are telling me that we are going to get extra channels. What extra channels are we going to get?
Yeah, but largely
Who told you that
speaking...
we are interested in the extra channels?
Yeah, but largely speaking, we're largely a free market, isn't it? If we go into the zone of making or forcing private entities to reduce their pricing, that may be challenging, isn't it?
The minister is aware that we are in a free market system. And he went challenging the audacity of DSTV to give prices, giving us hope. And so you are not the one to come and tell me that the minister is oblivious of the fact that we are in a free market system. You cannot tell me that. And you cannot tell me that you are more knowledgeable than our minister, who is very much aware that the free market enterprise is running in Ghana and that we have subscribed to private sector ownership. Now, let me put this question to you. Is Joy News channel not on DSTV?
We are.
Is Metro TV not on DSTV?
I believe they should, yeah.
And many of its channels not on DSTV. TV3 and almost all the local stations are on DSTV. Are these not free-to-air channels? But when they are on the DSTV bouquet, apart from the GTV and your subscription lapse, you are unable to access any of the local channels. Meanwhile, If you are simply on the, what do we call it? The new system, it is free airing. You don't pay TV license for Metro TV. But if you are using a decoder, trust me, you cannot access any of the local media simply because you are on DSTV. How much is DSTV earning? And is DSTV paying TV license fee to anyone? How come that we are unable to access our own local channels simply because they are put on the DSTV decoder? And so when the minister comes and is telling us that he has the wherewithal, the capacity to go and negotiate or get 30% price reduction, or DSTV will be out. And I am proud to associate myself with that. And it turned out that the minister did not succeed in that. And come to tell me that you have increased my buffet. I tell you this for sure. In my family, they watch Cartoon Network and they watch their D Network or D1. They don't need the sports packages that you are going to bring to them. When I go home, I am interested in watching my news. When I watch my Ghana news, I am content. I go to sleep.
Yeah, but you've listened to the explanation from the minister. Yeah, Bernard, you've listened to the explanation from the minister. Kofi says he should be apologizing for some of the statements. But he sought to explain why people are getting more value for money then.
What is more value here? You told me I was going to get 30% reduction in whatever package of DSTV that I was on. I have not gotten the price reduction. Don't you owe me an apology for deceiving me to believe that you have the capacity to do so? To now come and tell me that instead of getting less than what I am paying currently, I am going to get more packages. Now, in the instance that you are telling me that I am going to get 32 new channels, Blessed.
I'm with you.
Question is, Blessed.
Yeah.
How many channels can you watch in a day? How many hours do you have? So if you have to spend 1 hour watching every channel, can you watch the additional 32 channels? And what is in the additional 32 channels that excites anyone to want to go and watch them? Is that what the minister bargained for? Completely no. So I am totally shocked that, look, we put people, you come and give us hope. When you are failing, it is just natural to come and tell me that, look, I went in to succeed on something, I hit the hitch, and I am thinking that this is not the way to go about it. Citizens, I have not succeeded.
Right.
Let us see, whether the free market allow us to be able to regulate or not to regulate. Okay,
great point there.
If you are failing to do that regulation, you should tell us that you are having challenges. But to look into my face and tell me that, well, you wanted 30% reduction, you got far more less than 30%, far more than 30%, 33%, and what have you. And I asked, am I going to pay the 59 cedis that I used to pay for Paddy? Yes. Am I going to pay the 99 that I used to pay for access? Yes. Am I going to pay the 128 that I used to pay for access? Yes. Please, you have not succeeded.
Okay. Gentlemen, we have to go. Let me take the final words from you, Honorable Yindam. I'll come to Kofi and then I'll wrap up with Bernard.
Well, I think that we are all on the same page on this matter. And if the minister is humble enough, he need to do the needful. That's all I will say. Now back to my uncle's bill. Unfortunately, I lost out in the 8th Parliament. And when it comes to bill, if it is an independent bill or it's a private member bill he's talking about, it's a different thing altogether. But if it is a state-sponsored bill, I don't think that he should have difficulties when he gets down. Because it is the ministry that is supposed to introduce the bill and make sure at the end of the day we get it passed. But if it is his own bill and it is a private member bill, that is a different treatment. But
can I ask you a favor?
You can.
The ministry that is supposed to make it happen is the Ministry of Trade.
Yes.
Okay, since you are already a member of Parliament, take the initial steps. Ask the Minister of Trade on the floor. as once it was done. You see, in Ghana, politicians, you talk too much. Just like Sam George. Let me tell you what. Even
I think that you've ambushed me.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't ambushed
you. You are giving me the tax, but you are not condemning me.
No, I'm not condemning you. I'm let you understand that.
Yes.
So how many times? Okay, the bill, even Abu Jinapo stood on the floor of Parliament, if you remember. Abu Jinapo, the last administration, he stood on the floor of Parliament. The Minister for Trade that is in now, Elizabeth, what's his name? What's her name? Elizabeth Ejare. I have been to your office 5 times. Sent her a letter that I need to see her. She hasn't even given me the opportunity. And then you are telling me I should do what?
So can I continue?
Okay. So gentlemen, here's what we'll do. Let's allow Matthew Nyinda land on the point. I'll give you the chance, Kofi, and then we'll wrap up with Bernard. We need to go. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think that, like I said, I will take the initiative. Parliament reconstitutes on the 14th of October, and I'm sure that my uncle will be very happy to hear that I will be part of the crusaders that will make sure that we get this particular bill passed.
All right. Okay.
But he should not relent. He should also calm down. Let's all team up because we are all consumers.
Yeah, I get that point.
He should not stay out. He should not give up. But all said and done, I think that we all want the best for this country.
Yeah.
And when we get it, it serves all of us.
Yeah.
It doesn't serve one particular person.
Ghana should win at the end of the day. Grateful to you. But let me hear from you, Kofi, on the way forward, your expectations.
I am glad that the MP says he's going to make it a point to see what he can do.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But the thing is, it is very, very sad, okay? There are even institutions in Ghana that should have consumer representation on their board. FDA is one, Standard Authority is one, MPA is one, PRC, as for PRC, it is part of their constitution to have the consumer rep on it.
Yeah.
This time, they took the reps that I take off and put a political person there. You know, look, you MPs, stop doing these things to Ghanaians. The fact that there's a consumer rep on the board is only there to secure the interest of the consumer. He's not there to make any challenge. And to me, Mr. Sam George, honestly, it's only in Africa that we can joke about these things. These things in any other jurisdictions, his head will go. You know, he'll be made to resign. But Ghana, we can't do that. So he'll come back again, and he has audacity to be angry and insulting people. This is what even makes me sick. You've goofed. You haven't done anything that you promised Ghanaians you were going to do, if for nothing. Like I said, the song, you did your best, but your best is not good enough. Thank you.
Okay, wishing you the very best of the day. I believe what you are. You, of course, now warming up into the day proper. Kofi Kapito from the Consumer Protection Agency. Let me give you the last word, Bernard Mona, as we wrap up.
Well, I take exception to the fact that politicians talk too much. I'm a politician.
Because you talk too much. You know that, Bernard. I'm supposed to be your president. You remember?
I'm the president that I didn't elect. So I am looking for a day that I will have to elect the president of our country. And then I'll know whether that president will talk too much. But you know, I'm a farmer. So I also produce for every consumer, including myself.
Sure.
And so therefore, we all participate in building our nation. Every one of us has a duty. First, we have to talk, just as you are doing. If you don't talk, the concerns that you are raising can never get carried.
Okay,
So we must speak loudly, boldly, without any fear of fear. And I'm happy that you are able to speak passionately about the issues of consumers, so that in the end, consumer rights, consumer protection, and consumer safety can be assured. That I commend you for doing willingly, because it is your resources that you have channeled to do so. I can thank you for that.
Right.
That said, I also want to reiterate the fact that Honorable Minister Sam George, you have failed us. Your promise to the people of Ghana was to get a reduction in price, was not to get increased packages for us. You have failed in that way. It humble pie. Tell us the difficulties you encountered in pursuing what will lead to an amelioration of prices that will ensure that life becomes more easy with the use of DSTV. But you see, why are we so fixated about DSTV? Aren't we a useless people? How come that GBC, with all its infrastructure, cannot anchor the things that DSTV is doing for us?
Well,
why is government, why is the Ministry of Communication, under whose ambit, I suppose, GTV is under, Ghana Broadcasting Corporation is under, will not be able to empower Ghana Broadcasting Corporation to do all the many things that DSTV is doing? If it is the European football that we want to watch, what is the difficulty in letting the state broadcaster anchor it for all other media to pursue?
I see.
What is the crisis?
Yeah.
So if we have leadership that are not proactive, you go about chasing house lights.
I get the point.
And I think that in this instance,
grateful for your time, Bernard Mona. We'll call it a wrap here on Upfront with me, Blessed Sogah. Until then, log on to myjoyonline.com. So much more stories there for you. And by now, you should have your say on all of our social media handles. It's at Joy News on TV. Grateful to Kofi Kapito, Bernard Mona, and of course, Matthew Nyindam, ranking on the Communications Committee of Parliament. We'll see you again.